They were once the overlords of Earth, ranging freely in the distant ages. Dinosaurs, this enigmatic clade, ruled the world with absolute power and singular forms, yet their former glory ended abruptly. Why did they ultimately go extinct? Today, let's return to the age when dinosaurs reigned and explore the mysteries within. Across our planet's long history, even before humanity arose, life had already taken on astonishing and diverse forms. Though little is known about the dinosaurs' forerunners, they are equally captivating. They once waged fierce competition for living space. In the Paleozoic, many peculiar creatures lived, bearing unique body plans, shapes almost unimaginable to us today. However, the most catastrophic extinction in Earth's history struck suddenly, wiping out the vast majority of marine and terrestrial species. Severe as it was, a small number of animals survived. The Mesozoic's defining feature was the rise of animals, with dinosaurs becoming the era's leading actors. Dinosaurs were highly derived organisms, fully adapted to their environments. Over 160 million years, they developed unique tools for hunting and defense, and precise sensory organs ruling the Earth. They seemed destined to remain the planet's dominant life forms, until one day, everything changed in an instant. This is the complete history of the Earth's most successful dinosaurs, creatures. From their origins to their evolution, from prehistoric ancestors to their final days. What existed before dinosaurs? Did they truly conquer every corner of the land, the skies, and the seas? The Triassic spanned roughly 252 million to 201 million years ago, marking the beginning of the Mesozoic, also known as the Age of Dinosaurs. It lay between two catastrophic mass extinctions, each erasing countless species, and profoundly shaping Earth's evolutionary course. During the Triassic, as the climate shifted with the breakup of the supercontinent and the expansion of the Panthalassa Ocean, it became dry and warm, bringing new challenges and opportunities for life. Adaptive radiation played a key role in this period. Adaptive radiation refers to the way different species evolve from a common ancestor. When a group of animals or plants enters a new habitat, or when a new ecological setting appears, a shared ancestor gives rise to lineages. As those animals and plants adapt to the new environment, they may change, ultimately forming distinct species. This process can occur over a relatively short time span and is a major driver of evolutionary diversity. Life that survived the mass extinction found itself in a brand new world, with a multitude of ecological niches to fill. With little competition, evolution accelerated. Once some niches were filled, the pace of evolution slowed again, though variation continued. The evolution of cichlid fishes in Africa's Great Lakes is a classic example of adaptive radiation. They diversified into more than 3,000 species, each adapted to a different ecological setting. In the Triassic, the first dinosaurs appeared and rapidly diversified into many forms. Early dinosaur species were small, bipedal animals similar in size to lizards. Beyond dinosaurs, other groups of animals were also shaped by adaptive radiation. For example, the first true birds, snakes and crocodilians, amphibians, and the earliest mammals. Early mammals were small, mostly nocturnal, living in the shadow of the dominant dinosaurs. During this period, a group of reptiles called archosaurs began to evolve. They're also known as the ruling reptiles, dominating the Mesozoic land ecosystems. Some archosaurs are what people commonly think of as dinosaurs, but in the Triassic, other lineages also arose, such as crocodilians, to make it easier the dinosaurs' rough era and ecological settings to the public. We often lump all archosaurs together as dinosaurs, although that's not strictly accurate. During the Triassic, dinosaurs evolved into many forms and occupied a wide range of habitats, from herbivores to carnivores, from land dwellers to water-adapted types. Herbivorous dinosaurs were diverse, for example, long-necked, large-bodied forms with relatively small heads and peg-like teeth. suited for crushing tough plant fibers. In the late Jurassic, Stegosaurus, 4 rows of armor, plates and spines, and a formidable tail. With a small brain and eyes set above the base of the spine, it could watch for predators approaching from all directions. Early Jurassic bipedal forms like colossal were small and agile, with powerful legs and a long tail, suited to life on land. Their sharp, shearing and slicing teeth let them take a variety of foods, including plants and insects. Ceratopsians are among the oldest herbivorous lineages, with fossils traceable to the Cretaceous. They mainly grazed, with sturdy legs and heavy armor. Many had elaborate frills and horns, used to intimidate rivals or establish dominance. Carnivorous dinosaurs were also a key part of the Triassic fauna. Theropods were the predatory dinosaurs of this time, including species like Herrerasaurus and its kin. Dilophosaurus was a typical carnivore, sometimes omnivorous, with a long body, sharp teeth, a strong, agile frame, and hands tipped with sharp claws, making it an excellent hunter. Tyrannosaurs rank among the largest land carnivores known, reaching about 40 feet long and weighing 8 to 14 tons. Large carnivores also included allosaur-type theropods with powerful jaws, some bearing crests on the head and back. Pterosaurs were fully adapted to flight, able to seize prey from the air. There were also smaller predators, such as those from the early Jurassic, including Herrerasaurus, which fed on small to medium animals. In addition, the Triassic had carnivores dwelling in rivers and swamps. Their narrow snouts and interlocking teeth was suited to catching fish and small aquatic prey. Omnivorous dinosaurs could eat both plants and animals, drawing on multiple food sources. Some Triassic ornithopods, for example, were generally herbivorous, though certain species may have been omnivorous, eating a mix of plants and small animals. These were often small bipedal dinosaurs, with teeth for both cutting and grinding, helpful for a varied diet. Some dinosaurs, to survive, adapted to new habitats. For instance, burrow-dwelling lifestyles, with short, stout legs well-suited for digging, and club-like tails for defense. In the late Triassic and early Jurassic, some small forms were also burrowers, likely using sharp claws and powerful muscles to dig. During the Triassic, some dinosaurs adapted to an arboreal lifestyle. Tiny, tree-dwelling forms are known, only a bit over 20 centimeters long, living in swamps. Their slender bodies and short, strong legs made them good climbers and hunters, and their distinctive skeletons let them move deftly among the trees. Scanceriopterigids lived in the late Jurassic, small feathered dinosaurs whose agile, long tails helped them keep balance while climbing and moving through trees. They had a row of slender fingers tipped with sharp claws, and may even have been capable of gliding. Aquatic dinosaurs also adapted to life in the water, occupying habitats from shallow rivers and swamps to the open deep sea. The most famous Triassic aquatic dinosaurs were marine reptiles resembling modern dolphins, ichthyosaurs with streamlined bodies and dorsal fins, well-suited for ocean swimming and hunting, feeding on various marine animals. Nulong were also aquatic dinosaurs, armed with sharp teeth, likely preying on fish and other sea life. In the oceans, there were also marine reptiles from the thalattosaur group, varying widely in form and size, with distinctive respiratory systems, some even thought to draw oxygen from water using gills. Plesiosaurs were marine reptiles too, with long necks, short tails, and large paddle-like limbs, ideal for swimming, feeding on a range of marine organisms. There were also aquatic forms like Fixie, Yugu, and Wanlong, living from the late Triassic into the early Jurassic, feeding on small marine animals, using agile postures to strike prey from a distance. Some semi-aquatic animals were very flexible, paddle-shaped limbs, useful for movement on land, as well as for swimming, and rows of fine, sharp teeth for filtering small prey from the water. The Triassic-Jurassic extinction, also called the end-Triassic mass extinction, occurred about 201 million years ago, marking the end of the Triassic and the start of the Jurassic. It was one of the 5 great mass extinctions in Earth's history, with a profound impact on the evolution of life. As for the causes, one theory holds that the assembly of the supercontinent altered ocean circulation, reducing marine biodiversity, while Earth's climate became more equable. The birth of new continents came with massive earthquakes, releasing huge amounts of greenhouse gases and driving global warming, a view supported by extensive lava flows in the rock record of that time. In this extinction, roughly 34% of opening opportunities for new groups to arise. Dinosaurs then continued to diversify through the Jurassic. During the Jurassic, dinosaurs dominated both land and sea. Although the exact timeline of their evolution is unclear, over more than 160 million years, these ancient creatures ruled the world. Dinosaurs adapted to different environments, evolving into many forms, from giant herbivores to sharp-toothed clawed carnivores and winged bird-like lineages. Their success owed much to rapid reproduction, an ability to cope with changing conditions, and tendencies towards social living. Jurassic herbivores were richly varied, such as Apatosaurus, a huge late Jurassic plant eater, with a long neck and massive body tail, and a small head, reaching up to 75 feet long and weighing over 30 tons. Its long neck let it browse the highest leaves and branches, its body supported by pillar-like limbs. Some paleontologists think its whip-like tail helped fend off predators and signal other members of the herd. Apatosaurus fossils have been found in parts of the western United States. Fossils have been found in parts of the western United States. Its name means deceptive lizard in Greek, because early paleontologists at first thought these bones belonged to different kinds of animals. Diplodocus was also a large late Jurassic herbivore. It had a long neck and a whip-like tail, making it one of the longest dinosaurs known, reaching up to 100 feet in length. Its head was small, with a narrow snout and long, slender jaws. Its tail contained about 80 vertebrae, perhaps for balance, and even as a weapon. Despite its great size, its body was relatively lightweight, with some bones thin-walled and air-filled, making movement easier. In 1877, paleontologist Othniel Charles Marsh named the genus, and the name derives from Greek diplous, double, and dokos, beam, Diplodocus. Fossils were found in the Morrison Formation, a rock unit that is a key dinosaur site in the American West. Carnivorous dinosaurs were the fierce hunters of the Jurassic. Theropods were among the most impressive groups. Allosaurus was a large theropod from the late Jurassic, reaching up to 32 feet long and weighing 2 to 5 tons. It was bipedal, with a massive body, powerful legs, a distinctive skull, and sharp, serrated teeth. Its jaws were deep, with strong bite force. The hind limbs were long and the body agile, suited for sprinting and quick turns. Each hand bore 3 fingers with sharp claws. Allosaurus was an efficient hunter, using keen senses and strength to catch prey, likely preying on other large dinosaurs, such as sauropods and stegosaurus. Ceratosaurus gives its name to Ceratosauridae and was among the earliest recognized members of the group. Structures on the nose varied in size and shape between species, and it was noted for sharp teeth and a robust skull. Ceratosaurus was carnivorous, likely hunting other dinosaurs and small mammals, and it ranged across habitats, including forests, deserts, and tropical savannas. Stegosaurus is one of the most recognizable Jurassic herbivores. Living in the late Jurassic about 150 million years ago, it was a large, 4-legged plant eater and a heavily armored dinosaur, with large plates on its back and spikes on its tail. Smaller ossicles armored the shoulders, hips, and legs, possibly for thermoregulation and defense against predators. It grew to about 20 feet long and around 1,500 pounds, with short, sturdy forelimbs, longer, slimmer hind limbs, and a long, broad tail ending in 2 rows of spikes, features that may have helped attract mates or deter rivals. Stegosaurus fed on ferns, horsetails, and other low-growing plants, using a beak-like mouth to crop vegetation. Kentrosaurus was a late Jurassic stegosaur, living on tropical savannas of Africa. It was relatively small, compact, and robust, moving on four legs, with forelimbs shorter than the hind limbs. It was about 20 feet long, weighing roughly 1.5 tons. Two parallel rows of spikes ran along its back, and its armor combined large plates with small spines, defenses that could intimidate predators and protect the vulnerable underside. Kentrosaurus is also known for its distinctive skull, narrow in shape, with large triangular teeth, suited for cutting coarse vegetation, and it had a large bony brow ridge that protected the eyes from injury by branches. Ornithopods were a diverse group of bipedal herbivores in the late Jurassic. They were light and agile, able to avoid large predators, and forage efficiently in their surroundings. Camptosaurus was a large, late Jurassic ornithopod, reaching 26 feet long and about 1,700 pounds. It had a long neck and a massive torso, with hind legs much longer than the forelimbs. Its body was distinctive, a narrow head, eyes set to the sides, and a mouth full of sharp, large teeth. It mainly ate low-growing plants and lived in herds. Dinosaurs was a small bipedal herbivore from the latest Jurassic, adapted to seasonal habitats in what are now North America and Europe. It had long, slender legs, and the tail aided balance and speed. With a long neck and small head, its teeth were flat, well suited to chewing tough plants. Its jaw was specialized for processing vegetation. Dinosaurus's lightweight build enabled speed, and special joints in the hind limbs improved agility and stability, helping it evade large predators. Its body is thought to have been feathered, which would have helped with thermoregulation. Pterosaurs were the flying reptiles of the Jurassic, dominant masters of the skies. They came in many shapes and sizes, from small and nimble to huge and imposing, with light bodies and membranous wings, gliding and soaring with ease, some with wingspans up to 40 feet. Dimorphodon was an early pterosaur genus living from about 201 to 175 million years ago, early middle Jurassic, with a small size and a wingspan of about 3 to 4 feet. It was carnivorous, using narrow jaws and interlocking teeth to catch small prey, such as insects, reptiles, and small mammals. Its wings were skin-stretched between the limbs, with long fingers and prominent phalanges. The legs were short and strong, with large feet. It lived in coastal areas near the sea, riding thermal updrafts to stay aloft. Rhynchorhynchus was another small pterosaur, living about 150 million years ago, with distinctive long jaws crowded with needle-like and skin membranes, linking the legs and torso, Europatagia. Its tail vein provided extra surface area for flight, allowing sudden changes in direction and altitude. With a wingspan up to 6 feet, it was a highly specialized flyer, soaring and gliding in search of fish, insects, and other small prey. It had a small, lightweight skull, useful for aerobatic maneuvers, and a long tail stiffened by bones to stabilize and control flight. Fossils have been found in Europe and Africa, in fossil-rich sedimentary rocks, providing key insights into the evolution and ecology of flying vertebrates. The Jurassic ended about 145 million years ago. Although some species disappeared in this interval, it was not marked by a dinosaur mass extinction. Causes of certain extinctions may include new landscape changes, competition with new groups, and the emergence of reptiles and mammals, leading to resource competition, as well as shifts in dominant plant groups. Conifers and cycads were the principal vegetation types. As the climate warmed and new vegetation spread, including the rise of primitive flowering plants, and some dinosaur species, unable to adapt, declined, while other organisms were forced to evolve. The Cretaceous was a period of rapid global dinosaur expansion, an era when some of Earth's most awe-inspiring herbivores thrived, alongside some of the most terrifying carnivores. This interval spanned from about 145 to 65 million years ago. Many different dinosaur lineages flourished, including some of the largest and most iconic creatures ever. As the Jurassic gave way to the Cretaceous, the dominant faunas shifted, and new dinosaur groups emerged, such as ceratopsians and advanced theropods. The Cretaceous is divided into the early and late epochs. During the early Cretaceous, dinosaurs and Jurassic holdovers diversified, and new groups appeared, including arthropods, and other new lineages. The earliest birds evolved from small, feathered theropods by the late Cretaceous. In the late Cretaceous, the supercontinent continued to break apart, with Laurasia and Gondwana splitting into separate landmasses, eventually forming the modern continent, which created conditions for distinct dinosaur faunas on each continent. At the same time, the first flowering plants appeared, shaping ecosystems and altering food webs. Sea levels rose, flooding lowlands and creating shallow seas, paving the way for new marine ecosystems to develop. Tyrannosaurus was among the most powerful carnivores on Earth. Living in late Cretaceous North America, it reached about 39 feet in length and roughly 7 tons, with massive jaws and sharp teeth up to 6 inches long. Its bite force exceeded 12,800 pounds, making it a fearsome opponent for any animal. T.rex remains were first discovered in the American West in the late 19th century. The first recognized specimen was displayed at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Triceratops was a large herbivore, somewhat reminiscent of a modern rhinoceros, up to 29 feet long, and weighing around 12 tons. It had an enormous head, with a bony frill on the skull, that may, like birds, have borne bright colors for social display, signaling dominance or strength. Triceratops skull fossils often show scrapes and scars, evidence of clashes with rivals. Its beak and protective bony margins made it a formidable defender. Ankylosaurus was a heavily armored herbivore, living in what are now the United States and Canada. It reached about 29 feet long and roughly 7 tons. Its armor included thick osteoderms and a clubbed tail. The tail's end formed a bony mass weighing hundreds of kilograms, a powerful weapon against predators, helping it survive in predator-rich environments. Pachycephalosaurus was a distinctive North American dinosaur, about 15 feet long and roughly 990 pounds. Its Latin name refers to its thick domed skull, which could be up to about 6 inches thick. It was generally peaceful, grazing in open areas and avoiding conflict with other animals. Its unique skull may have been used in courtship or to settle territorial disputes. In the dense primeval forests of the early Cretaceous, there was a small feathered dinosaur called. It was among the first birds to take to Earth's skies, evolving from small, feathered theropods. All day it hunted insects and small reptiles as it moved through the trees. In the late 1850s, a German farmer, Jakob Niemann, found a feather fossil in the Solnhofen limestone of Bavaria. In the decades that followed, more complete specimens were found in Germany, and their discovery showed the evolutionary link between birds and dinosaurs. In the same forest, there was also Protoceratops, a herbivorous dinosaur, relatively small in size, and easy prey for other dinosaurs. It had a compact, agile body, allowing nimble maneuvering when chased by predators. Its name in Greek translates to 4 feet, with a pointed beak, a small frill at the back of the head, and a short horn on the nose. Velociraptor was a famous Cretaceous predator believed to be social, noted for intelligence, pack hunting behavior, razor claws, and clever hunting strategies. In 1923, its fossils were first discovered in Mongolia's Jadokta Formation, and it was named Velociraptor mongoliensis. It was a feathered dinosaur, about 6.5 feet long, and roughly 33 pounds, with a large, sickle-shaped claw on the second toe of each foot. Its brain was relatively large, suggesting intelligence and high adaptability. It hunted in groups, taking small early mammals. A 1971 discovery in Mongolia famously shows a known subadult Velociraptor locked in combat with an adult Protoceratops, the fighting dinosaurs, providing key data on their behavior and ecology. Protoceratops was a small, 4-legged herbivorous dinosaur, about 8.2 feet long and around 176 pounds. Its skull bore strong jaw muscles and leaf-shaped teeth, feeding mainly on soft plants. With a parrot-like beak and distinctive skull, it carried a large bony frill, with horns above the eyes and on the cheeks. Spinosaurus of Africa was a giant carnivore, possibly up to 60 feet long, and 20 tons in mass. On its back, it bore a sail formed by elongated neural spines, whose function is debated, perhaps for thermoregulation, display, or intimidation. It could swim and hunt in water, with sharp teeth, suited to catching fish, and strong forelimbs with sharp claws for seizing prey. Iguanodon was a large herbivore, probably moving on either 4 legs or 2, about 32 feet 10 meters long and around 4 tons, with a narrow, sizable head and a horny beak. Its front jaw teeth resembled those of herbivores, but were larger and more numerous. A sharp thumb spike on the forelimb could be used to strike predators. Carcharodontis was a huge African carnivore, perhaps one of the apex predators of the Cretaceous. Its head alone made up 63% of its total length. It stood up to 39 feet long and weighed 6 to 15 tons. A biped, it had a heavy, long tail to balance the body and was named for its serrated, shark-like teeth. It could contend with Spinosaurus and others. South America's Giganotosaurus was possibly enormous, larger than T.rex, though it grew more slowly. An adult Giganotosaurus was about 43 feet up to 11 tons, with numerous fossils found in Argentina. Some studies suggest it may have been a social, group-living animal, needing to compete with other large carnivores for territory and resources. Mapasaurus was closely related to Giganotosaurus, similar in size, form, and habits. This large theropod reached about 36 feet in length and around 5 tons. Multiple specimens found in Argentina in 2000 suggest it may have lived in groups, cooperatively hunting large prey. Argentinosaurus was one of the largest dinosaurs, possibly reaching 115 feet and weighing around 100 tons. It was herbivorous, feeding on conifers and cycads. Its long neck and small head suited browsing, and it had distinctive limb structure, broad hips and short limbs. The femur shows a massive build, with a stance capable of supporting great weight. Growth rings indicate a long lifespan, perhaps up to about 50 years. Muttabursaurus of Australia was a large herbivorous ornithopod, about 26 feet long and roughly 3 tons. It's been found at several Australian sites, suggesting a wide range. Large nasal passages may have helped it cope with seasonal climates. It fed on conifers, cycads, and similar plants, and may have migrated in dry seasons to find food and water sources. Leilinosaurus was a small bipedal herbivore weighing about 44 pounds. Its bipedal form let it move quickly and nimbly through shrubs while foraging. In the early Cretaceous, Australia lay near the polar circle, with very long days and nights. Skull fragments show its eyes and eye sockets were enlarged, with a large retina, suited to low-light conditions. It had a thick hair-like feathery covering for insulation. However, a mass extinction occurred at the end of the Cretaceous. One leading theory holds that an asteroid impact was the main cause. The impact instantly devastated a region hundreds of miles across, triggering immense tsunamis, scalding flows, and vast forest fires. Trillions of tons of earth and rock were blasted into the atmosphere, rendering Earth nearly uninhabitable. For the first 600 to 700 days after impact, dust concentrations were extreme, and the sky was shrouded in darkness. Without photosynthesis, most plant species died, including cycads, collapsing entire ecosystems. A global cooling followed, brief in geologic terms at about 1 million years, yet devastating to biodiversity. Herbivorous dinosaurs dwindled from lack of food, and carnivorous dinosaurs then lost their prey. Dinosaur extinction became inevitable, although we can't pinpoint the exact moment the last dinosaur died. It's clear that after the extinction began and the global cooling eased, virtually all large animals over about 55 pounds had vanished. After the dinosaurs disappeared, mammals gradually rose to dominance. The ancestors of mammals were initially small omnivores, with bodies between those of ants and lizards, occupying the bottom of the food chain and serving as prey during the dinosaur era. After the asteroid impact, environmental change allowed mammals to gradually occupy vacant niches on land and along waterways. Birds were also affected by the dinosaur extinction event. Some birds went extinct, while others survived thanks to more diverse diets. For example, the chicken is among the closest relatives with minimal chromosomal change. In the oceans, with dinosaurs, the mass extinction opened new ecological niches. Ichthyosaurs and mosasaurs were replaced by fishes, and ray-finned fishes gradually came to dominate the seas. They became abundant, forming the most species-rich group of aquatic vertebrates. In plants, during the Cenozoic, the heyday of gymnosperms ended, and flowering plants successfully adapted to new environments, rapidly spread across the land. One key to the success of angiosperms was the evolution of double fertilization, which boosted their vigor and adaptability to new environments. The shift from gymnosperms to angiosperms marked a major leap in the history of plant life. Flowering plants not only reshaped the face of plant life, but also provided richer food for animals, influencing the evolution of many animal species and playing an important role in the development of the human lineage. The Cenozoic era was an extraordinary chapter in Earth's history. The asteroid impact destroyed the dinosaur-ruled world, but it also created opportunities for new life forms to arise. Mammals diversified explosively, taking key positions in the food web. Flora and fauna gradually recovered after the global catastrophe, once again showing that death is not an end, but a beginning.